So this morning, our dear Bhakta Saurav received the Harinam initiation. So please stand up. All devotees should give blessings. I am keeping your name. Shyam Bihari Das Ki Jai. Yes, Shyam Bihari Das, the servant of that Krishna who is a Shyam, has complexion like a beautiful rain cloud, and Shyam is the color of the Sringa Rasa, Madhu Rasa. Just like in this world, we associate colors with emotions. For example, if you're embarrassed, then you become red. If you are scared, you become white. If you are envious, you become green. We speak of the emotions in colors. So in the spiritual world, actually, all the emotions have colors. Every rasa, the 5 primary and 7 secondary rasas, each have a color associated with them. So the color of the Vishay, the object of Madhur Ras, the romantic mood, that color is Shyam. So Krishna is Shyam. What's the color of Mahabhav? Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishri. The color of Mahabhav is like molten gold. So Krishna is a Shyam Bihari. Jai. Shyam Bihari Das Ki Jai. Yes. Sit down. So, if you have a question, you can raise your hand. Yes, Vishwambar.
It's really 2 questions, but it's very connected with each other. First question is, in 2022, Kandarpa Sundari asking you about receiving answer from Chaitya Guru, and you said that you should be extremely sincere, and in this case you can hear some instructions from inside. So the first question is, what is definition of sincerity, how to understand I'm sincere now or not, and how to increase it. And the second part, it's like application of this principle. For example, Gurudev, you give some like minimum level Sharanagati in some questions, but you not push us too much, but it's our free will. So, for example, according to principle of sincerity, like Sridhar Maharaj said, die to live, like one part, and second part like health sadhana service. Can you explain how to choosing when it's our free will to surrender more and more, to be sincere? For example, if you die too fast, it's not so good. From an example,
this is not complicated. Now, first of all, the conditioned soul cannot communicate with the Chaitya Guru. He cannot hear the promptings of the Chaitya Guru, that is Paramatma in the heart. Jive sakshat nahitate guru Chaitya rupe, shiksha guru hoy Krishna Mahanta swarupe, is directly mentioned in the Adi Lila of Chaitanya Charamrita. That Jive sakshat nahitate guru Chaitya rupe, the conditioned soul, he cannot perceive the Chaitya Guru in his own heart. Therefore, Shiksha Guru hoy Krishna Mahanta Swarupe, that Chaitya Guru, he comes out before us in a form that we can see to give shiksha, to give instruction. Shiksha Guru as the instructing spiritual master. And here the word used is Mahanta. Mahanta is very important, because even though someone may say, oh, Prabhupada is my Shiksha Guru, or Rupa Goswami, or Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is my Shiksha Guru. We can say like that in a general sense. But for conditioned souls, just as the Paramatma is aprakat, not manifest to them. So the gurus who have become aprakat, though they are not dead, we're not... Someone may say, are you saying that Prabhupada is dead or Bhaktivinoda Thakur? No, of course they're not dead, but they have become aprakat. And once they become unmanifest, then the conditioned soul cannot, he can pray to them, but he cannot directly understand their guidance. So the word Mahant is very important. Mahant refers to an acharya who is prakat, who is present in this world right now. So let's say, for example, there's some institution or some temple, some monastery, and the acharya of that place is called the Mahant. When he leaves, he doesn't die, he is transcendental, he just becomes unmanifest, but he's not called Mahanta anymore. The next person who is still present, who now becomes the acharya, is called the Mahant. So this word Mahanta Guru is very important. If only this word Mahant were understood by everyone, then there would not be any Ritvik movement. You know? The Ritvik movement. Like in ISKCON Bangalore or the Vrindavan Chandra temple. This is a Ritvik movement. So they were all thinking new devotees are coming and they all become disciples of Prabhupada. Yeah? So this is because of not understanding this word, Mahanta Guru. So all devotees should know this verse. Jivai sakshat nahitati guru chaiturupe shikshu guru hoi Krishna Mahanta swarupe. It's necessary to have a guru who is in this world now and guiding us. Otherwise, only our mind will imagine what our unmanifest shikshu guru, previous acharya will do. And if you can take initiation from Prabhupada or anything, then why not take initiation from Madhvacharya or Narad Muni? And why not take initiation from Matsya Avatar? Huh? So, there are 13 prominent Apasampradayas. Aul, Baul, Karta, Bhaja, Nera, Daraveshasai, Sahaja Saki Beti, Smarta Jat Gosai, Ati Bari Chudadari, Goranga Nagari, Totakari Ei Teresangi Nahikari. These are the 13 Apasampradayas. So among them, one Apasampradaya or deviant tradition is called Karta Bhaja. And they were in our history of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the Karta Bhaja sect, they were the first ones to introduce taking initiation from a guru who has already become aprakat. So this modern day Ritvik movement is not something new, it's actually just the latest version of the Karta Bhaja Apasampradaya. So this is the first thing. In our conditioned state, we cannot directly perceive the directions of the Paramatma or Chaitya Guru. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, this is a problem within Christianity because they accept Jesus Christ like Jagat Guru. But you also have to have Mahanta Guru. You can have a Jagat Guru, who is the Guru of the world. But without Mahanta Guru, then you will not be able to understand the teaching of Jagat Guru. But rather your mind will speculate what the teaching is, and then actually your Guru is your mind, not actually the Jagat Guru. So only when there's an unbroken disciplic succession, either by Diksha or by Shiksha or combination of both, but the succession by which Bhakti Shakti and Shabda Brahma is descending, which is communicated, conveyed from generation to generation, when we contact this, then there's a chance to enter into pure bhakti. So, now having said that, Sri Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hridishani vishto mataksmiti jnanam apohanam cha, that I am in the heart of everyone and I give them knowledge, remembrance and forgetfulness. Like this. So, if a person is sincere and they're in a situation and they don't know what to do, you can pray to Gurudev, you can pray to Krishna, and you will not hear Krishna's voice, speaking to you in Sanskrit. But the Paramatma can inspire your buddhi, your intelligence. So your own intelligence will come up with the best option, what to do if you are sincere. Now, your next question comes, how do we become more sincere? How do we know what sincere is? Yes. So it means, sincere means saralata e vaishnavata. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur say, saralata e vaishnavata. Vaishnavism, or the quality of being a Vaishnava, is to be saral, simple, saralata. That means, simple means free from hypocrisy, free from duplicity, and free from criticizing others. This is the saralata, simplicity. So that is with us. We can be unpretentious. You see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Patit Pavan. He is the savior of the fallen, but he is not Kapati Pavan, the savior of the crooked, duplicitous persons. So being fallen, being weak is not a problem. But being fallen and being weak and pretending that you are not fallen and weak is a problem. Understand? And this is why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, to help us, has given in the Sharanagati the songs like Amara Jivana Sada Pape Rata Nahiko Punyara Lesha Parera Udvega. He is saying that, oh, my whole life I was sinful. I have no punya, no piety. Para udvega diachi yekoto diachi jivera klesha. And I have given suffering to many other living entities. If I am honest, then I know that when I see others are successful, then I become upset. This is envy. And if I see some person who I'm envious of and they have some disaster, then I feel satisfaction from this. So this song, he says, Ashesha Kamana Rijya Majemora Lobidamba Parayan. I am absorbed in lust, I am absorbed in greediness, and unlimited desires are awakening in my heart at every moment. Aparadi Niranta, I am committing offenses continuously. So this is part of Sharanagati, Dainya Bhav, humility, is just to be honest about our position. You know, even in Europe, in the West, before the time of the Enlightenment, due to the influence of religion, particularly Christianity, everyone knew that if you're in this world, you are sinful. It was a basic understanding of religion. Just the very fact that you are here, even you are 1 day old. Someone say, you are only 1 day old, how can you be sinful? No, it is a theological point that anyone who is born is sinful. Otherwise you would not be born in this world, you would be an angel. So everyone knew this. It was only when the Enlightenment came, and along with the Enlightenment, the concept of the Descartes' concept of tabula rasa. The Enlightenment thinkers gave this idea that when you are born, you are tabula rasa. That means, that's Latin, it means a blank slate. So when you are born, you are a blank slate, and then according to what happens to you in your life, then you can become whatever, evil or sinful. But this attitude, so the enlightenment was not really enlightenment, it was endarkenment. It was the opposite of enlightenment. When this idea came, that you are blank, because that means because you're a child, you're helpless. And therefore, if you have any bad quality, it's not really your fault, it was everyone else's fault. Moving the responsibility, moving the blame off yourself and outsourcing it to others. So then later, as modernity came, then the idea came that actually, because nowadays everyone is like a political utopian dreamer. If we can just change society and adjust the political system, we'll live in utopia. And why will it be utopia? Because basically we're all good. You see? So you see the transformation over the centuries. This is Kali Yuga. Everything is going down slowly in Kali Yuga. That only our ancestors, only a few generations ago, everyone was honest. We're sinful and we're evil. Therefore we have to do tapasya. We have to do some penance. We have to accept difficulties in life and be purified by our spiritual practices, because we are in a contaminated and corrupt. We are corrupt completely all the way through. And then it came to, no, I am not corrupt. I'm blank. And then from there, I'm basically good. I am a very good person. And therefore, it is my right to enjoy, because I am faultless. So this is the mentality of the demons. There in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Ishwaroham aham bhogi siddhoham balavat sukhi. I am in control. Ishwaroham aham bhogi. I should enjoy. Why? Siddhoham, because I am perfect. I don't have any faults. There's no problem with me. All the faults are this person and that person and the world. The world is a problem. So, in this situation, no one is sincere. Everyone thinks I have the right to enjoy. And I am basically perfect, or I have a few faults, but they're not my fault. It's the fault of society, or my parents, or whatever. So, sincerity means, first, accept this fact. I am corrupt all the way through. That's why I'm in this world. I have vimukkhata. I have made the offense of turning away from God. This is the root aparad of material existence. In the very first anucheda of Bhakti Sandarbha, there Jiva Goswami Pad said that the living entities in this world, they have the fault of vimukkhata, indifference to God. And because of this aparad, they're undergoing the suffering of material existence. Krishna bhuli se jivanadi bahimuk atayeva mayatari diya sangsara duk. Because the living entity has turned away from Krishna and forgotten him from time anadi with no beginning. Therefore Maya is inflicting so many difficulties upon him. So sincerity means to accept our fallen condition, and in our fallen condition accept the guidance of Śrī Guru. Now, in the conditioned state, it's very difficult to be fully honest and fully sincere and fully free from duplicity. Duplicity is very tricky. It takes so many disguises. And we deceive ourselves. And we deceive ourselves in such a professional, expert way, we don't even know that we're deceiving ourselves. So then the question comes, how to overcome this? And that is why the Agya, the order of Guru, is there. Because the test of whether we are being sincere or whether we are progressing is whether we are following the order of Guru. So Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chetete Korya Aikya Arna Karya Mani Asha. Srila Narottam Das Thakur prays, Arna Karya Mani Asha. In my heart I want no other desire, only that my chitta should become one with the words, the instructions coming from the lotus lips of Śrī Guru. So that is always our measuring stick. Guru has given us instructions. Wake up early every morning. Take bath, make tilak, go to Mangalatik, remember Gayatri mantras, chant Harinam every day, read Shastra every day, engage in the mission of Guru and Gauranga. Now, very soon, already a group of about 8 devotees have set off. They've gone preaching in Dharmashala to preach to the Dalai Lama. And all the people who went to visit him there. And soon many of you will go to your countries. And many of you, you are living here in Vrindavan, you will be staying here. But wherever you are, we associate with our Gurudev when he is not physically with us by Vani Seva, serving the instructions of the spiritual master. So, all of you will go preaching, and those of you who are staying here, Advaita, Dibya Saraswati, Avsham Bihari, all, you should collaborate together and preach the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And you can come here and make kirtans every week. So when I come back, I can meet all the people you are cultivating and helping and bringing them into the marketplace of the holy name, the Namahata of Nityananda Prabhu. So we can gauge our sincerity by how we're following the order of Śrī Guru. And if we are not, it means that we are not sincere. So it's not a complicated mystery. Only we have to be honest. Okay. Yes, raise your hand if you have a question.
Second part. Can you explain health sadhana service principles of sincerity? Because sometimes we need to different prioritize.
No, as you are doing sadhana, when I am here, and as you are doing sadhana with me, you should do like this every day. As we are prescribing, you should follow that every day, wherever you are. It may be that sometimes, let's say there's a big festival, like a Janmastami, and you are the pujari and you have to make an abhishek and a fire yagya and decoration. It may be that under some extreme circumstances, that you don't have time to complete your Sankhya Purvaka Nam, the fixed number of Harinam that you chant every day. So if for the service of Guru in such some emergency, you have to make a choice between Guru Seva and Harinam, you choose Guru Seva. Because Guru Seva is the Swatantra Anga of Bhakti, is completely independent. But that is only for emergency. You should not do that on a regular basis. You should serve Guru and also complete your Harinam every day. And on those days when you don't complete, you catch up afterwards the next day. Like this. Yes, Raja. Yes, Advaita.
So I just wanted to ask, in the same way, like in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also says about the Brahman, that like inside our heart, like the outside voidness is also Brahman, and then and the Brahma Jyoti. So it's like in the same way, the like upadhis you were explaining, that different upadhis. So it's the perspective of a person, that what he is seeing, and then that converts to the higher. So that Brahman also is like the same thing, that Brahma Jyoti, and the voidness inside our heart is also the Brahma Jyoti.
The void inside us.
Yeah. The they also say Brahman inside us, and they say Brahma from the Bhagavan the light coming out is also Brahma Jyoti. So it's like these are also different degrees of Brahman.
Yes, okay. So first of all, Brahman is all pervading. So you cannot, and it is also nirvishesh. It has no distinguishing characteristics. So you cannot say Brahman inside and Brahman outside, because Brahman has no inside and outside. It is akhanda, it is indivisible. Cannot be divided into outside and inside. There is only Brahman. Either you realize it or you don't realize it. Now the next point is that Brahman has no upadhi. And Bhagavan has no upadhi. The Paramatma has upadhi only in the sense that here upadhi is something material. Here upadhi refers to something material. And so because it's the Lila of Vishnu is Srishti Lila. So his Lila is connected to the creation. It is connected to the manifestation of the material energy. And therefore the Paramatma, though he himself is transcendental, he is not in Maya, but his Lila is connected with the material energy. And so therefore when we see his Lila connected to different aspects of the material energy, then we perceive the three Vishnus, like this. So, of course, Vishnu is not in Maya, he cannot be in Maya, but his Leela is in connection with the creation. And because it's in connection with the creation, Vishnu, those three Vishnus are not considered to be a Shuddha Tattva. Because when a person becomes completely free from Maya, they will have no relation with the Srishti Leela or anything. So you should see it in this way. Now this word void, shunya, should not be confused with the Brahman. Because Brahman is not the void. The Buddhists, they meditate on the void. This void they are meditating on is their own avidya. What is avidya? Ignorance. Avidya is not a positive entity. Avidya is tattva gyan abhav. It's an absence. It is not a presence, it is an absence. So when the jiva is affected by avidya, there's an absence of awareness, an absence of tattva gyan, an absence of spiritual awareness, and it afflicts him. So when a person who is not turning to God, but tries to turn away from the material world, then he comes eventually by his meditation to the root of his material existence, which is avidya, the void. And so they are not becoming enlightened. And in fact, in the Upanishad, it says those who reject the personal form of God, they go into a deeper darkness than anyone else. In the Sri Ishopanishad. So don't think that Brahman is a void. Brahman, it is nirvishesh, it has no individual distinctions within it. It has no distinctions within it. That's the meaning of having no vishesh. It has no distinctions within it, but it is the effulgence of the Supreme Lord, and it is not a quality of the Lord, but Brahman is an attribute of his qualities, and that is Gyan and Vairagya. Gyan means distinguishing between matter and spirit. And Vairagya means when you distinguish, then you become detached from the matter. So, the Brahman, the meditation on Brahman, the actual effulgence of the Lord, brings about the Gyan and Vairagya. But it will not be very fixed. Until Bhakti comes and really purifies the soul fully, then he will not become completely pure. Only he will think that he is pure, and after some time his impurities will rise up again. Yenye aravindakcha vimuktamanina tvayasta bhavad avvishuddha buddhaya arura krischena parampadam tada patantyadan asmita yushmad angraya. Yushmat angraya means the lotus feet of the Lord, anadrita. Patantyadan ada anadrita yushmad angraya. Patanti means he falls, ada down. Why? Anadrita, because he is not giving adar, adoration. The English word adoration comes from adar. He is not giving adoration to Angri, the lotus feet of the Lord. And therefore, vimukta manina, he thinks he's liberated because he had a glimpse of Brahman due to being in a high level of sattva gun. Sattva gun is clear like a window. If there's a window but the sun didn't rise, it's still dark. But if the sun rises and there's a window, the light can shine in. So when one becomes in very high sattva gun, then the light of Brahman you can have a glimpse of that. But you cannot stay there if you neglect the lotus feet of the Lord. In fact, you cannot even realize that Brahman without bhakti. But there are some persons who practice bhakti to realize Brahman, and when they realize it, then they give up bhakti because they think they're liberated, but then they fall down again. So, but the Buddhist who has no respect for God, and he's only meditating, and he's discovering a void, that's his own avidya only. So don't think that the Brahman and the void, shunya, is the same thing. Yes, yes, yes. We can say it is the prabha, it is the effulgence, it is the aura of Paramatma, aura of Bhagavan, we can say. But really, it is not the direct aura of the Swarup. We can say it is the angsik abhas. It is a partial, it is a partial light coming from the actual aura of the Lord. Because the actual aura of the Lord is to see that, to see the Sham, the waves of Sham beauty, of Sham Sundar Krishna. That is not a Brahman realization. So the direct effulgence of Krishna, which is a Sham color, which makes Radharani become mad. That is the actual direct effulgence of Krishna. So we say Brahman is the angsik abhas. It is a partial semblance of the direct effulgence.
Why we say that Jnani or Bhagavad because with their efforts they attain, because Bhakti is something with difference. So why we say that Jnani and Yogi, they follow the process? Because
they're mixing bhakti with gyan. They're doing arohapanta gyan and they're mixing some bhakti with it. That's all. They're not. If they were really doing pure bhakti, then they would not be on arohapanta. Because the jnani is thinking that by the power of my meditation, and the yogis, I will do pranayama and I will slow down my breathing and so on. So he's depending on his own power, and therefore it's arohapanta. And so, the jnani, his jnana will only become successful if he'll mix some bhakti with that. But his basic attitude is to be a jnani, and he's using bhakti. Because he has heard from Shastra, Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Buddha Bhaja. Even Shankaracharya said, you fools and rascals, just do bhajan to Mukunda. So even the Mayavadis who are trying to get the Sayuja Mukti, they also do kirtan and worship the deity and so on. But it's not to attain the service of the deity. It's to attain mukti. So it's a jnana mission. Yes, Prayojan. Yes.
Understand what practically meanings the Dhenukasura Lila, what Krishna and his friends not take fruit tala. How understand for devotees practically? What is this?
So, what is the meaning of Dhenukasura? Dhenukasura is a donkey demon. So the characteristic of the donkey is always chasing after the female donkey, and it does not matter how many times she kicks him in the face, he never gives up. So this is the mentality of the donkey. It means the person who is always trying to get some sex from someone, but again and again they suffer in their life, arguing, fighting, broken relationships, many things. He's suffering again and again, but he never gives up. This is the mentality of a donkey. Another thing, the mentality of the donkey is that he works very hard from morning to night. The washerman's donkey carrying a big load on his back. Why? Because at the end of the day, his master will give him some grass. But the donkey does not know, actually grass is growing everywhere and it's free. So in the same way, the people of this world, they're working very hard doing karma. Why? Because they want to get some material happiness. But they don't know that your happiness and distress in this life is already fixed. You don't have to do anything to get it. It's free. If you stop doing karma, and let's say you leave everything and come and be a brahmachari staying in the temple, now you'll have a very hard and difficult life. But if you stayed outside and you made millions of dollars, you will enjoy. Is it correct? No. If you leave everything and completely surrender to Krishna, then you will have exactly the same amount of happiness and distress in your life, because it's fixed by your karma. And if you are very sincere, even your karma will change and you'll have more happiness and less distress than if you were trying to become very wealthy and buy it. You know, there are so many wealthy persons, they become mad. They take drugs, they die. They get shot by their own children. There are so many wealthy persons and their life is a complete tragedy and disaster. So only being wealthy and powerful will not change your happiness and distress. So Narad Muni instructed Vyasadeva, Tasyaiva heito prayateva tako vido na labhyate yad brahmatamu paryada talabhyate dukavad anyata sukam kalena sarvatra gabira ranghasa. Persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined will work only for that purposeful end which cannot be attained even by wandering from the top of the universe, from Brahmalok down to Patalalok. Anywhere where you go in the universe, you will not find the nectar of bhakti. So an intelligent person will strive for bhakti. Then Narad Muni is saying, Na labhyate dukava antatasukam kalena savatra gabera rangasa. As far as happiness is derived from sense gratification, there's no need to strive for this, because just as misery comes in your life without any effort, happiness comes without any effort by the movements of time, by destiny. You know, no one works so they'll get a disease. No one works that their house will burn down. No one works that someone will break into their house and steal their valuables. It happens automatically. So just as suffering comes by itself without any effort, dukh comes by itself. So sukh comes by itself without any effort. So the person who understands that just surrenders to Guru and surrenders to Krishna and serves him without any thought for anything else. And everyone else is a donkey, so they are not the followers of Guru and Gauranga, they are in the Dhenakasura Sampradaya. They are the followers of Dhenakasura. Dhenakasura is, what is he doing? He's guarding a garden of fruits, and he's giving those fruits to Kamsa Maharaj. So he's working, but even he's not enjoying the fruits of his work, someone else is taking it, one big demon. So this is also what is going on in the world. Everyone is working, and the big demons are taking so much from everyone by various types of tricks. So Dhenakasura is like this. Don't be in the sampradaya of Dhenukasura. Another meaning of Dhenakasura. It is said that in the summer season, then all the grass becomes dry and dies. There's hardly any green grass for the donkey to eat. Everything becomes dry in the summer season. And the donkey looks around and thinks, I have eaten everything. And then the rainy season comes, everything becomes green, and he's seeing green everywhere. He thinks, I have not eaten anything, because it's green everywhere, and he becomes skinny and weak. When he's eating, but he becomes skinny. Why? It's psychosomatic. In his mind, he's thinking, I have not eaten anything, because everything is too green. But in the summer, when he has eaten, he has not eaten because there was nothing, but he's thinking, I have eaten so much because all the greenery has gone. So this is the mentality of the donkey. It is an analogy for a person in this world. If a person is working hard and he builds around him, a very big house and family and gardens and so many properties and his business empire, and he looks around, he says, I have done so much. But from the absolute point of view, he's done nothing, because his soul has not made one step of progress towards God. So he's thinking, I've done everything, I've done so many things, but he did nothing from the paramarthik vichar. Then that person, one friend tells him, come with me, come to Kartik Parikrama. So then, okay, let me see what it is. Then he comes to Kartik Parikrama. And for 1 month, he's going everywhere, visiting Govardhan, Nandagaon, Varsana, doing Vrindavan Parikrama, hearing Harikatha, dancing in Kirtan. Then at the end of the month, he looks at his bank balance, he sees it was not improved. And then he thinks, I have done nothing. He does not know, he made mountains and mountains of Sukriti. What he did was very productive. It was the most productive thing he did in his history of millions of lifetimes. But in his mind, because there was nothing material to show for this. He thinks, I followed my Gurudev here and there, and then I was listening and serving, and now I have nothing to show for it. But actually he did so much. It was so powerful, and it will make this life and future lives, it will give him such a boost of his soul on the path towards the goal of life. So the person who thinks, I have done so many things, material things in this world, I've done so much, but actually they did nothing. Or the same person who engages in spiritual life and then looks and thinks, I've done nothing, but actually he's done so much. That is the mentality of Dhenakasura. Understand? So, and every year on Parikrama we go to Talavan and we explain this. This is what it means. So Dhenakasura is the embodiment of avidya, ignorance, by which we see everything backwards. Yani shasavabhutanam, Krishna said. What is night for the sage is day for the ordinary person. And what is the night for the ordinary person is day for the sage. So due to avidya, we have an inverted conception. Our whole conception of reality is upside down. And that is Dhenakasura. So Balaram kills him because Balaram is Guru Tattva. Without Guru Seva, you cannot become free from this avidya. So Krishna didn't kill the Dhenakasura, Balaram killed him. So Dhenakasura, when he came to attack, then he turned his back to kick with the back legs. That means ignorance means turn your back on Gurudev. Don't do Guru Avagya. Don't disrespect or fail to follow the order of the spiritual master. This means Dhenakasura. Now you ask why why is it that the cowherd boys did not eat the fruits? And the answer is that when Krishna and Balaram killed Dhenakasura and all of his followers, then they spun them around and then they threw them onto the trees and all the trees collapsed. They broke down all the trees and their eyes popped out. And when they died, they passed stool and urine. So all the cowherd boys, seeing the fruits all covered in donkey stool and urine, they lost their appetite. This is not a profound Siddhanta, I think. I think you will also lose your appetite. It may be delicious food, but if it's covered in stool and urine of donkeys, then you also lose your appetite. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. So, just this morning at 9:30 there will be